Hello everyone! So on today's episode we're going to answer the age-old question, what should my first designer bag be and how do I pick? I have some answers for you. Stay tuned. Hello everyone, welcome! If you're new to my channel, let me introduce myself. My name is Caleb, and on here you're going to find a lot of things like luxury shopping, reveals, reviews, unboxings. There have been quite a few lately, a few more to come, and then I'm done for the year, I promise. Other things you're going to find are going to be like luxury travel, daily vlogs, pretty much anything that has to do with anything in the realm of life and style, you're going to find right here on this channel. So before we go any further, pause, hit subscribe down below, give this video a thumbs up, and say hi to me down in the comments. I love interacting with all of you and getting to know you guys. We just have a lot of fun on this channel. It's a fun space. So today I'm doing a requested video, the first one on this channel, which is pretty exciting. They wrote in on my Barcelona luxury unboxing haul, link down in the description, and they had some very lovely words to say. First, they started off with, loved the collection, you got great taste, thank you. Can I request you to do a video on what to consider when buying the first luxury bag, and probably give some options across different brands that could be versatile considering the price sensitivity? I am looking at YSL wallet on chain, good choice, and the LV Felicie Pochette, another strong contender, and can't decide which one will work the best. So I am happy to announce that today we'll be covering one of the age-old questions. How should I pick my first designer bag, and which is right for me? Whether it's my first bag or I think we're working on number 39, 38 coming up. I always ask myself 4 basic questions. And some of these are going to be more pertinent to especially like your first, second, or third bag. We'll get into it. The very first thing that I would recommend you looking at is your lifestyle. What kind of lifestyle do you have? Do you need a bag that's going to go from office to drinks after work? Are you running around with the kiddos all day and you need something that's going to let you be hands-free? Are you going to more formal events, or do you have more of a casual lifestyle? Those are major points to consider, especially when you're thinking about buying your first luxury bag. I remember when I bought my first luxury bag, this was actually an eBay purchase, and it was a very sad, very old Louis Vuitton Speedy 35. This thing was from, I think, 1984, and it was in such bad condition. At one point, someone had replaced the zipper with just a plain YKK zipper, and even that was broken. And at one panel, there was a big hole that someone had patched with, I think it was like vinyl car seat repair putty. It was pretty sad, but I was proud of it because it was my first designer bag. I eventually sold that and then ended up saving up for a Louis Vuitton Speedy 40. And I think one of the things that I learned from that experience is I regret not having my first designer bag. Granted, I sold the one, it was rough, so I don't really count that one as my first. I count the Speedy 40 that I saved up, I think it's like 3 or 4 months. This was way back in the day when you could still pick one up for only like $620. Now that same bag is like $1,400 plus, which is insane, but whatever, I guess it's 2021, you can do that. And one of my major regrets is not still having that bag. Granted, I lost mine in a fire, but pretty much any bag collector that you speak to, they always regret having sold their very first designer bag. So no matter what you buy, eventually it might not be your style at some point, keep that bag. It is sentimental, you worked hard, and it's your first. So whatever you buy, make sure you hold on to it. Now, the second thing I look at is material. Do you need something that's a little bit more durable? Or can you go a little bit more carefree with it? Are you pretty particular with your bags? Like, will you take immaculate care of it? So if you do take really good care of your things and you're very particular and have your eye on it, then maybe you could go for like a lambskin or maybe like a structured calfskin bag. Now, if that's not you, maybe I would recommend sticking to maybe like a pebbled leather, like a grain de poudre from YSL, or maybe a coated canvas from Louis Vuitton, something that's more carefree. Now, every material is going to have their drawback. So if you go with like say a hobo from Louis Vuitton and it's more of like a free-spirited design or silhouette, eventually that canvas could crack at its stress point. Or if you go with monogram canvas, the vachetta you might find yourself in a rainstorm and get stains on your vachetta. So pretty much any type of material you have to consider, will this fit in with my lifestyle? And is this something I'm going to use? Your first bag should be something that you use a lot. It's special, you've worked hard for it, use it. Now the third question that I like to ask myself is color. This is so important. Yes, I know it's tempting to buy the metallic hot pink bag because it's pretty, but for your first bag, and pretty much whenever I'm buying into a new designer, I usually stick with black, maybe some browns, dark grays. I like to get my neutrals covered first, and then I venture off into the more fun colors or exotic leathers. Say with my bigger bags from Balenciaga, I bought 2 briefs recently. I bought carbon and I bought anthracite. Now I have my brown and my darkish black gray covered. Now I can go for like a crazy turquoise or a teal bag. I can do that now. My Fendi Peekaboos, I started out with saddle. I got black. Now I can do something fun. I like having my core bases covered, bags that I know I'm going to be using and getting a lot of use from, especially at these price points. Now most designer bags usually start at about $1,000 plus, and I think you need to make a smart investment up front, and then as you get used to the brand or used to buying bags at that price point, then you can move up into the more fun stuff and bags that you won't carry a whole lot, if you get my drift. The final thing that I like to look at, and this is the most important, is budget. Now, designer bags are fun. They're a lot of fun to buy. They're a lot of fun to use. I would not go into debt over a designer bag. Now, if you could do like 0% interest or, what have you, I'm not here to tell you how to buy your bag. We all have different financial backgrounds, different incomes and whatnot, but make sure that your purchase fits in line with your budget. Now, for the first bag, would I run out and buy like a Chanel flap or an Hermès Birkin? No. I would ease into it and make sure that the investment or collecting bags is something worthwhile to you, and then build up to those more high-end, higher price points. That being said, in today's video, I've picked roughly maybe 5 to 8 bags that range in price from the high 900s up to about 1500. So I think that is a great starting point for your first designer bag. Now, granted, you can get some very lovely bags from Coach, Michael Kors, Mulberry for about half that price. But since you asked specifically about, YSL and LV, I'm assuming that you want like maybe a higher end label. Let's get started. Now, KK, I think you picked out some really great options, but first I'm going to start out with the Louis Vuitton Felicie Pochette. Now, I love this bag, and I think that you're onto something with this choice. Now, the Felicie Pochette, for those of you that aren't familiar with it, comes in several finishes, several colors, and you can even get it in some leathers and some limited editions, which are pretty cute. Since it's your first bag, let's start out with the coated canvas options. Now, for the $1,240 USD price point, you can either choose between monogram, damier ebene, or damier azur. I think all three are fantastic options. This is one of the few instances where if you purchase a monogram bag, you really don't have to worry about vachetta. I think that's kind of key for a first designer bag because, let's be honest, this is going to be your first designer bag. You're going to want to carry it everywhere. You're going to want everyone to know that, hey, this is a Louis Vuitton. So chances are you're going to carry it one night. There might be rain. Kaput. You know what I mean? With the Felicie Pochette, what I like so much about this bag, especially at its price point, you get so many different looks with this bag. Now, I was looking at this. You could either carry it with the chain, which is going to look great. You could easily take that from office to evening. If you have kids, you're going to be able to be hands-free. Just throw that sucker over crossbody. You're good to go. And what I really like too, you can also remove the chain and just carry it as a clutch, which is great if you're going to the theater, date night, maybe you have a business lunch, you just want, carry something light and professional. This is a great bag for that. Now, another thing that I really enjoy about this bag is the fact that you can remove the chain strap altogether and add your own strap. So for only $295, you can get the Louis Vuitton monogram strap, and it's going to look pretty great with that bag. I think it's going to give it a neat kind of utilitarian look, an edgy look, kind of a great, day shopping look. I like that option. And at $1,240, not only do you get the bag, but you also get the card insert, which once you buy your second designer bag, you could easily use as a small wallet. And you get the zippered pouch, which is going to be great for collecting things like smaller cosmetics or just odds and ends in your bag that you're going to need, easy access to. And that can also transfer to your second, third, and fourth bag. So not only do you get a bag, which gives you multiple looks, you also get 2 SLGs with it. So it's kind of like a 5-in-1, if you will. Now, what I like about the Felicie Pochette, if you go a little bit more upmarket and move into the leathers, you're not spending much more. And with Louis Vuitton maybe pivoting more towards an all-leather look, this could be the way to go. I know they're going to start, maybe, the rumor has it, it has yet to be proven, but rumor has it that they're phasing out some of the canvas items, going towards more leather, so this might be a way to jump onto that bandwagon before their leathers take off in price, even more so than they are now. They're already insane. Anyway, for just a little bit more, you can do an epi leather. I really like the Gallet color. You could do the Vernis, which the popular Rose Ballerine is available in, and the SLGs that come with that bag are super cute too, by the way. Or if you want to go a little bit more upmarket, at $14.20, you can do the Empreinte leather, or for a bit more, I think just over $1,500, which is out of our price range for this video, then you could do the Empreinte bicolor. So the Felicie Pochette, I think, is a really great first option. You get versatility, the ease of use with the canvas if you go with the coated canvas option, and included SLGs. Keeping with Louis Vuitton, I know that a lot of people, myself included, want their first bag to either be a Speedy or a Neverfull. And again, this is where you would have to ask yourself, am I someone that can, take a handheld satchel and make that work for me? Or do I need to have my hands free and go crossbody, in which case the Speedy would fit both of those situations. You could either go with the classic Speedy, which I think now for a 25 starts out at $1,350. And for a Speedy Bandolier or Speedy B, a Speedy 25 would start out at about $1,690. And again, you have your choice of canvases, of monogram, damier Bjur, damier bean, some empreinte, and special leathers as well. And the epi is gorgeous. I used to have an epi Speedy. Also to that end, another popular starter bag from Louis Vuitton that we all know and love would be the Neverfull. I came this close to buying a Neverfull back in the day when they first debuted at $670 in 2008. My, have times changed. The GM is now $1,760. A little salty for me, but that's another great first option. Now, if you're someone that, say you need to carry your laptop to work or you need to carry files, this could be a great first starter bag if you're wanting to use this for more in the business realm. You also asked about some of the YSL wallets on chain, so let's dive into that. Now, I took a look at a couple of them, and one that really stuck out to me was the Uptown chain wallet in Grain de Poudre embossed leather. So Grain de Poudre, this is kind of like YSL's take on Chanel Caviar leather. It's an embossed leather, which means it's going to be a little bit more durable, a little bit less scratch prone than say some of their lambskin options. And what I really liked about this bag, not only does it check a lot of boxes like the Pochette Felicie, you can wear it crossbody, you can wear it on the shoulder, you can take the chain off and just have a nice clutch. But just like that one, it does come with a card holder as well. Now, only one SLG, unfortunately, as opposed to two with the Pochette Felicie. Again, if you say you buy your second, third bag, you still have a card holder to use in those future bags. It's kind of a two-in-one, which is a really great investment. Now, what I like about this bag, not only is it simple, it's a nice grained leather, but you still have that flash on the front of the YSL logo, which we all know and love. I love that logo. But you also have your choice of color, which, with my number 3 consideration, color is very important. If you're someone that wears a lot of color, then go for the colorful bag. You're going to find a way to work it into your outfits. If you're maybe dressing a little bit more conservative, maybe consider the black. If you're considering a leather bag in a lighter color that you can wear crossbody, be very considerate of like dark denim, maybe darker dyed clothing. Color transfer is real, and it's a real pain to get out if it does happen. Now, I think Love in My Bags has a cream that can help, diminish the color transfer, but color transfer is very real, and I've seen it ruin a lot of first bags, so be very careful when wearing crossbody. Still looking at YSL, I also like the option of their envelope chain wallet, again in Grain de Poudre embossed leather. And with that, you're able to get it in the dark beige color, which is really gorgeous. It's a quintessential YSL color. Looks great with the gold hardware. Now, you don't get the extra card holder with this one, which is a bummer, but I think you do get a little bit more space. So if you have a larger iPhone Max, that'll fit. If you have a larger Samsung Galaxy, should probably fit. I don't know what other big phones there are, but if you have a big phone, it's probably gonna fit, I hope. And overall, it's really cute. And I also like the fact that it's a little bit more structured. It's more of like a traditional handbag. So when you sit down at dinner or down at lunch, you can easily set it on the table and it won't have to lay there taking up as much room. Another consideration, think about your lifestyle. Do you dine out a lot? Will this be a date night bag? Something to consider. Now, because it's also in our price range, I want to point out the Lou camera bag in quilted leather. This one you're going to find in a gorgeous lambskin. I have quite a few lambskin bags in my collection, and I think they're a lot more hardy than what people give them credit for. Also because they're a bit of a more waxy leather, say if you should get a scratch on it, you can easily take your thumb and buff it mostly out. The scratch won't go away, but you can definitely diminish the effects of the scratch, which is great. But with lambskin leather, if you wear like big rings, take that into consideration. Eventually that might scratch or catch on the zipper, so you have to think about that. Now, I love the Lou camera bag. It's a great price point, $14.90. It's a classic bag. It's a very classic silhouette. I think there's going to be camera bags for, ever. That's always going to be in style. You could wear it crossbody. Unlike the bags that we've looked at so far, like the Felicie Pochette and the Walks, you can't remove the strap, so you are stuck to either crossbody or shoulder wearing. So when it comes to our first consideration of lifestyle, this bag does offer a little less versatility, but you get a lot more room with it, and I think it comes in some pretty fun colors. All right, KK, so I know that you asked specifically about YSL and Louis Vuitton, but I also want to throw out a few more options for you to help you with your first bag purchase. If we pop over to Gucci, which is why I have this beauty here, this is still available on the website at $1,200. Now, of course, mine is discontinued, unfortunately. It's a gorgeous bag. But if you're considering this style, the new style on Gucci's website, it's the original canvas. It does have a little bit more leather than mine, so it'll be leather around the top, sides, and bottom, which I think adds a nice touch to the bag. And it also might add a little bit more structure to the bottom and sides of the bag, which is always needed when it comes to a camera bag. So for $1,200, you can get the same size bag. I love that the chain strap, it kind of adds that bit of elegance, so you could dress the style up, but the leather strap is going to be so easy to carry. Something to consider with chain straps is if you don't have like a leather pad or a leather brake in the chain strap, it's going to wear down on your shoulder and become quite heavy. So say if you're wearing like a tank top or like a light t-shirt, you're going to feel that by the end of the day. So I always like to make sure that my bags have a leather brake. Now, if the GG canvas is too splashy for a first bag, I get it, I understand. This bag also comes in leather and is still at a great price point. So for $1,490 USD, you have your choice of black leather, red leather, tan, which is on my wish list. I think there's a pink, and then they're also introducing some new quilting styles to help reinvigorate the Marmont line. So I think the Gucci Marmont is a great first bag to consider. Staying in the realm of Gucci and the kind of crossbody shoulder bags, the Soho small leather disco bag, the Soho Disco. This bag has been a perennial classic of Gucci. In fact, this is the only bag left from before Alessandro Michele took over. If that says anything, that is how popular this bag is. Now, this bag I absolutely love, and I think you could easily dress it up or dress it down. I think this is probably the easiest option in our entire list so far. So this bag would be great in the office, and if you needed to, you could always flip it around and those giant GGs would be against you and just the plain leather on the other side, which I kind of like that option. You couldn't get away with that with this. The Soho Disco bag, $1,350 USD. Right now you can only find it, I think, in black leather and rose beige leather. I think both are great options, and they both check the box for color, being neutral and versatile, which is very important with your first luxury bag purchase. And I love the tassel detail. It's fun. Now, this bag, like I said, it's classic. I don't think it's going anywhere. I mean, Alessandro Michele has kept this lone bag this entire time, so I think we're going to be seeing it for a couple more years at least. That brings me to my last and final option. So the last option, which I think would be a great first luxury bag, it's another classic from the House of Prada, the re-edition 2005 Re-Nylon mini bag. Now, don't let the word mini fool you. It's actually a pretty decent size. It fits quite a bit, so you're going to get all your daily essentials in there, like your phone, wallet, keys, etc. And you can also get it in a myriad of fun, but mostly neutral colors, which is great. So you could do the classic black, which I would highly recommend, or you can do cameo beige, which is gorgeous, desert beige, and alabaster pink is a nice. For being pink, it's a nice neutral pink. I think you could wear that with like a lot of grays, blacks. I think it might even work with some like burgundies and reds. You cannot go wrong with that bag. And on our list, it's at the best price point of $995 USD. So this bag is a little less versatile. A, it's nylon, so you're not going to have the elevated status of, say, like a leather or canvas bag. It might look a little too casual in the office. You're not going to be able to go crossbody with it, and I think that unless you did the gorgeous crystal edition, it's going to be a little hard to dress up as well. But if you're more like a casual type of dresser, this could be right at home in your closet. All right, so those were some of my picks for great first luxury bags. I tried to keep it under $1,500, and I tried to take into consideration different lifestyles, different budgets, and different needs and styles. I hope that helped. Now, I know that you asked specifically about the Felicie Pochette and the wallet on chain from YSL. I think both are fantastic options. I'm going to give you the same advice I gave someone else. If they were both available at the same time in the same store, which would you go for first? I think that when it comes to collecting luxury bags or buying designer bags, it's more of an emotional experience than a logical experience. So I always ask myself, will I still love this in 5 years? And if I walk away and I can't buy it again, will I regret not having it? So usually with that rationale, I usually end up buying it, which has not been helping me lately. My closet's bursting, literally. But at the end of the day, do you buy what makes you happy? You're buying this bag to celebrate yourself. You've worked hard, you've earned it, it's your accomplishment. Ultimately, the bag is for you and not for anyone else. So buy what makes your heart sing, buy what makes you happy, and buy what you love. And if someone else has something negative to say about it, who cares? It's not their money. They don't pay your bills. It doesn't matter. So I hope that helped you, KK, on your journey. Please let me know what you decide to purchase because I'm very invested in your decision. I would love to find out what you went with and why. And for anyone else that has any questions or requests, please feel free to let me know down in the comments or message me over on Instagram, caleb.snell.designer. Same name over on TikTok. I love interacting with all of you and it's never a bother. So hit me up. Let me know if you have questions. And when it comes to requests, I want to make content that, is fun, and B, that you guys want to watch. So if you guys have something you want to see, let me know. I'll probably do it. All right, you guys, with that being said, I'm going to end today's video. Thank you all for watching. KK, best of luck on your first luxury bag purchase. I'm very excited for you. Congratulations. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great week. Bye-bye.